I have lived in Tema and I have lived in Accra as well for many years. But ever since I came to the Prampram district, I've seen that there's something special about this place. And it's so beautiful. Situated just about 1 hour drive from Tema, it's a beautiful coastal town called the Prampram district. Okay, it's a beautiful district. It's part of Tema, but this place looks more like the industrial part of Tema. Okay, that's where Prampram is located. And one thing that drives me so crazy about this place is that the topography of the land is plain. Okay, it's so plain, it's flat. So wherever you go, it's like Mother Nature presented their land so beautifully. In today's video, we are going to see how Miotso, yes, the Miotso, where Central University is located. Okay, Central University has their land, okay, or their school located around this area as well. But no, we are not, our focus is not going to be on Central University, but we are going to walk around the Morton Paper or Noble Estate. In this beautiful area, you see, are located a lot of things. Amongst them is a real estate called Noble Estate. This is where Springfield, this is like behind Springfield Estate as well. And there are a lot of estates located in this area. Okay, but one thing that is very prominent in this area is the Morton Paper Company. The Morton tissues, Morton, paper products. They manufacture paper products. And also, I saw a company with no name on it, nothing. But when I inquired, that pink building over there, yes, it looks like a warehouse. Do you know what they manufacture there? They manufacture boats. Yes, boats. The boats that yes, that's what they manufacture. And I was surprised, but as to why they didn't have anything like a writing or anything over there, I don't understand. But anyway, let me just go my way. In this area are located a lot of lands for sale. But there were some brouhahas attached to these lands that I discovered, and I didn't really even know what to think. However, let's go and view them. Well, I don't know if I was supposed to say brouhahas, but well, one thing about the Prampram district is that there are some visionary people who saw this area and they pictured how this place will be or look like in some years to come. At that time, our grandfathers, didn't have much knowledge, and because of poverty, they were eager to sell off their properties, to better their lives, whatever will become of the next generation, or what we call the inchuma, wasn't much of of interest to them. So what I am discovering is that these people sold a lot of lands. Yes, they sold a lot of lands to people in acres without even thinking about the future impact or whatever. You understand? So in some years, and those people who saw those lands and bought in acres, after some years, I don't know, but the payment plan didn't go so well with them, so they had to give back part of the lands they acquired in about 600 acres. Some bought about 100 acres, according to how much they had at that time. They gave it back to the family to resell, to make up for their loss. And I chanced on such lands. However, that is not the focus for this video. We are going to see how Miotso Prampram, precisely the Noble Estate Noble Estate area is looking right now in 2025. So if you come here, it's a quiet town, okay? One thing I love and I keep saying about the Ningo Prampram people is that they are warm and welcoming. They are not quick to act. When they see something, they take their time to talk to you with respect, okay? So that's the boat manufacturing company I was talking about. Yes, it's a beautiful warehouse. It's a company. Well, so I will not call it a warehouse. It's a company where work was going on in there. You could hear some welding sounds. Well, but I didn't enter there. So let us move on. So, as I was saying, back to what I was talking about, people here are warm and welcoming. They smile at you. They are so nice, okay? And they are warm, like I said earlier. But they take their time to act, okay? So, during the filming of this video, they saw us and they were wondering, why are these people taking video of this area? So I saw a video of Wodemaya whereby he went to Choco or so, and then his people were attacked. But it was the contrary over here. The people over here took their time to come to us to ask why we were taking videos of the area, and we told them our reason, and they even gave us more information and they encouraged us to sell this place in a beautiful way to the world. So by the power vested in us, we are Ghanaians channel, we hereby pronounce the Ningo Prampram district the most beautiful and welcoming and hospitable place to live. Yes, I sigh. Yeah, and I mean it, okay? This place is such a lovely place, with the place dripping with beautiful developments everywhere. I chanced on some titled lands for sale, but I don't know why titled lands. Once somebody puts their name on a land, they want to make millions out of it. Hey, anyway, the way Prampram is developed now, it's in about 2 years time to come. I wonder if you can even get, a half plot for as low as 80,000. I am wondering, because the place is dripping with beautiful development, and I am anticipating that in some years to come, getting a land to buy in this place will be a Herculean task. Yes, and I mean it. So we saw some lands for sale. They were titled lands, and the cheapest one we saw amongst them was 175,000 cedis. 175,000 cedis, yes. And they were not negotiable, and the people selling it were not smiling, okay? They were not smiling at all. As to why, I don't know. They were like, even if you try to negotiate, like no. Well, life goes on. Anyway, everybody has their own pocket, so why not? We move. So in the end, or by the end of this video, you see some vague lands for sale with strings attached. So if you are the strong type of people who don't mind or who understands better, when it comes to buying lands, you have to look and look again. Yes, but you don't have to be too paranoid. If not, you might miss out on a chance. Okay, on a chance that could have, changed your life. However, I'm going to explain the strings attached to this land. So if you are the kind of person who doesn't mind, then this opportunity is for you. But if you're the type that is paranoid, or however I should talk about it, then you have to please back off, because these lands are for the strong. Okay, so by the end of this video, I'm going to tell you the story behind this these lands. And if you think you like it, of course, you could reach out to the numbers on the screen so that we link you to the owners, the family that is selling these lands. But please know that I told you the story behind these lands. So back to business. You see how Miotso is looking now? Yes, as usual, marked by beautiful projects everywhere. This is the Ningo Prampram district, and this is Miotso. Miotso is about 15 minutes drive from Tema 25, and Miotso has a lot of beautiful things over here, a lot of estates, a soccer academy, or a soccer pitch, or something. I learned FIFA has something nice going on in here. That's situated on about a 68-acre land. You see, I told you that people saw vision about this place, and when they came and they saw, you see, when you come and see how lands are beautiful over here, goodness, you would have no other choice than to make payments for one right now and then. You understand? Because lands here are so beautiful. The topography of the land is plain and it's nice, and the beautiful weather over here, will keep you, safe and secured, and the place is calm and nice. Okay, the only thing that you're going to see as we get closer to the lands you're going to view is that cattle, herdsmen still bring their cattle, to graze on the lands. Okay, and for a place that's still developing, well, it's acceptable. Okay, Miotso is still developing. And over here, I forgot to mention to you that the Prampram Senior High School is also situated here. We are just adjacent the we are working adjacent the Prampram Senior High School, and later in this video you're going to see them. Okay, you're going to see where the Prampram Senior High School is located. So this orange building you are looking at is a church. It's a beautiful church whereby, in my own gossiping way, it seems the owner of the church saw a vision, like I keep saying, about these lands, and decided to buy about 2 acres, okay, for future use, for fellowship purposes. So these are the senior high school students. They had closed from school and they were marching home. So as usual, here is dripping with beautiful projects everywhere. I saw a lot of black soil over here, which means maybe the indigenous people were using it for farming purposes, but now it's no longer for farming purposes. They are now strictly for residential and commercial use, because some lands, some people who bought the lands are using it for companies. Okay, so you see this land, it also belongs to somebody. I think the person has fenced it for future use, so you could clearly note that this land belongs to somebody. And you see that big house over there. Wow. So on we keep going, and we keep looking around, and we keep admiring and liking this area. You see that before you buy a land, you need to look out for certain things, whether there is electricity on the land, the availability of water, and you have to picture that, how would this place look like in the next 5 years. In 2019, that's the Prampram Senior High School. Before I talk about my story, in 2019, my family purchased a land somewhere behind Amasman, and when we went to view the lands, wow, the lands were beautiful. The topography of the place was nice. We didn't even think about electricity. Oh, when we asked of it, they said, "Oh, it's right here. You can quickly tap." Yes, it was true. But we didn't picture that in the next 5 years or 6 years the place was still going to look the same. Yes, we didn't picture that until we went there after 6 7 years, and the place was still the same. The development over there was not that much. However, it's still, getting there small, small. So, well, would take it like that. But I am betting you that people who bought land here in the last 2 years have seen a vast difference of how this place is looking now as compared to 2 years ago. I'm betting you, because even when we went, there were masons and contractors working there massively. Okay, and you could see that yes, this place has a future in some few years to come. And the way the transformers were transforming electricity here and there, well, no wonder. I'm not surprised, because this area has a lot of estates, about 15 estates around. Right, so I'm not surprised at all. And as you can see, like, Prampram is big. The Ningo Prampram district is blessed with lands. That one, there's no argument about it. And their lands are beautiful. And when you see them, like, you'd want to live here, or you'd want to plan a future here, because you can see that this place has a future. And like I was saying, you see that uniform houses being built over there. Yes, that is somebody's vision from years ago, still in progress. And in some years to come, if Jesus doesn't come back, they are going to, see their vision come to reality. So they are still working on it. When you picture something, you need to go for it. Dare to dream big. Yes, and somebody's developing a beautiful estate over there. So these are the cattle I was talking about. Okay, so before we look at the cattle, this is the uniform houses somebody's building. Okay, it may be an estate. According to the landowners, they were saying something like that. They are going to develop this place into an affordable housing, or an estate, with affordable houses. Okay, so I wasn't surprised at all. In fact, some were even already completed, yet to be finished. Okay, so there's electricity here. Somebody had already, in Ghana, because some people share some money, they had already moved in, and those people, they have their positive and negative sides. So when you buy a land and you do a small structure, that somebody should stay in it and be taking care of the place, sweeping the place, making sure the place is fine and the land is secured. It serves as a means of securing your land. Then there has its good side and it has its bad side. So it's like a coin with two faces, you understand? On one face, yes, you get somebody to be looking at, looking over or watching over your land, making sure, giving you information about what is happening over there, whether some people came to attack or not, or, securing the land for you. So these people, they will sweep your house, weed around, making sure the place doesn't get bushy, they will spine and, making the place look like it's been taken, so they would help you. Even if you're not ready to move in, they will move in and then be helping you to, keep watch over your land. In one aspect, that person is not paying rent, so that place, maybe you have already connected water, they'll be using it. If you fix your WC and you are not yet there, they'll be using it, paying rent free. And some people go as far as giving birth to 4 5 in those kind of shesumame, in quotes, kind of houses. But when you are ready to move in, a friend of mine had an encounter that she paid almost 30,000 to the person who was living there and watching over the land, because they became envious when they saw the kind of beautiful projects my friend and her husband had done, and the apartments they had built by the side. They thought they were going to give them one, And I was like, hey, somebody gave you land and a free place to live for years. Yes, because you're not paying rent, the dues you are supposed to be paying is to be keeping the place tidy and neat. That's the only rent you are paying. You stay there, give birth to 4 children without even planning of getting a place because you saw my friend was building an apartment. This person thought that, because they are building an apartment, they are going to give us some to live in. But hello, you are not their family, okay? They don't know you from nowhere, okay? So later on, my friend and the husband were ready to move into their house, and these people were saying that they have no dime, they have no shishi to go and rent anything, so they should give them either a place to live in their apartment that they built by the side, or give them a ransom, give them something to go and rent a place. And they were like, they told you even a year ahead to pack out of the place, and get somewhere else. But no, these people were on their neck to the extent that the woman who was living there, I mean the Shesumami people, the wife who was living there was pregnant, and because of she was thinking so hard, they didn't even prepare for anything. They had their hopes that my friend was going to give them a place in her apartment. You see, they made their expectations so high that it affected the woman. And this woman was just 7 months pregnant. She was thinking so hard that she gave birth just like that, prematurely. Can you imagine? How can you be living in somebody's house for almost 7 years, and you did not even think of doing something for yourself? You're not paying rent, you're not buying water. My friend, because they were building their project, they made water available for free. And my friend, at the time, the place she was living, she was relying on well water to survive. And you people were using her pipe-borne water for free, and she was paying, only to return for you to be asking for a ransom. So before you take Shesumame or people to go and live on your land so that they could be securing the place, you have to consider all these things. Otherwise, you might be, paying. My friend and the husband had no option than to pay at least 30,000 to these people because the wife delivered, she developed complication. They had to, she nearly died because she was thinking, because their expectations didn't go as planned. So she was thinking so much that she delivered, prematurely. She had, problem with, she almost had developed a stroke. So many things. You see what Shesumame did to my husband. Did to my friend and the husband. My friend and the husband had to be sending money here and there, making sure that the woman doesn't die because they were living in their newly built beautiful house, and because they had to leave, they were, having challenges. The woman was thinking so much that, why are they saying we should pack out? We thought they were going to give us some of their house, So these are some of the things. So in this video, I'm taking this opportunity to advise you, before you take somebody to go and watch over your house, please talk to them. But before I tell you what to tell them, that's the Morton Paper Production Company. It's a company over there. So you see, I told you earlier that Prampram, there are lots of companies. If you are living here and you are serious, you can secure a job back to back. Companies will just be calling you in if you qualify, because you have to be writing your application, back to back. And if you're lucky, some of these companies could be hiring you. Okay, there are lots of companies here, right? That's the Morton Paper Company, and those are the Prampram senior high school students. I don't know if they are vacated because they are already carrying their trunk away. So back to what we were just about. Please, before you take somebody to come and live you live on your land to watch over the place. If you've done a structure over there, you need to develop some terms and agreements with them that please, the only rent you're going to pay on this my land is to be taking care of the place. Don't come and be asking for money from me or ransom or whatever when you're leaving the land. Okay, when it's time for me to take possession of my own property that I've paid for with my own sweat, please don't come and be rubbing shoulders with me that you want asking for ransom, because I wouldn't get. So back to my friend and the husband story. They were afraid. They were paying money back to back to make sure the woman doesn't die in their house, because they didn't want to, the face of an obituary or something to be pasted in a house that they have just built. Okay, so they were doing everything, emptying their account to make sure the woman gets saved, and by the grace of God the woman got saved, and they vowed never to do that again. So, and can you imagine that after paying for the woman's medical bills, they also had to pay for them to get a place to rent? Wow. So back to business. These are places where people have already secured lands, and opposite this place, I learned this brick fence wall. There has about 30 acres of land or more for estate development purposes. I told you this place is surrounded with about 15 estates, okay, 15 estate companies, and beautiful projects everywhere. Some building apartments, some building houses to live in, and so many things going on here. Okay, so this is Prampram Miotso, yes, Miotso inside the noble estate. Yes, this is how beautiful this place looks, and it is worth the watch. Okay, so Miotso is developed and it's still developing inside, because there's a lot of land here. There is a lot of land here. So let's keep going. And I think at this point I need to go and sip some water. So please, you just look around. Alright, thank you for staying with me to this level. If you are still here with me, please, it means you love my videos. Kindly subscribe to this beautiful channel, because I'll bring you things like this and more and more and more. Yes, I promise you. Okay, so please subscribe, and don't forget to tell me what you're thinking in the comment section. I love to hear from you. And also, don't forget to like the video. Okay, by doing so, you would be selling out this video to a lot of people to also see how beautiful Miotso and Prampram at large is looking like in 2025. Thank you even as you do so. So please, let us go around, let us continue with our gallivanting and our gisting. Okay, so as you can see, there are lands available here, as well as beautiful projects every now and then. And that beautiful yellow house was my favorite. Okay, it's so serene, so nice, situated just by the roadside. The person really had this land well, because it's just by the roadside. Roadside lands, you know they are the best. Alright, because when you live by the roadside, you can do some petty businesses. And of course, because people use the roadside to the main road all the time, they would notice you. It's some kind of advertisement, free advert for yourself. Okay, so when you find your land by the roadside, there's the opportunity to sell yourself. Okay, do something. Okay, in Ghana here, you can't just lean on one salary. So if you get an opportunity, don't forget to do something else. Okay, to put food on the table. And that is the beautiful entrance of the Noble Estate. Okay, Noble Estate is located here with about 60 to 70 acres of land. Noble Estate has affordable housing for sale, and they have lands as well, not only here but in Afienya and some parts of Accra. So one thing I discovered, and I would like to share with you, is that when you see a land and you want to pay for it, before you make your payments, please, maybe the owner of the land will tell you that this land belongs to me, or this land is in this. One question you should always not forget to ask is that when I do a search, whose name is going to pop up, at the Lands Commission? And if they give you a fake name, the person doesn't even know whose name is there, then that's a red flag. Run for your life. Okay, and if you find out who the land belongs to, don't just believe it. Just go, without anybody's notice, go on the land. Try to speak to people. Oh, my sister or somebody wants to buy a land here, and I would like to do my research before. Please, who owns this land? Are we buying it from the right people? Those are some of the, free, things, and the people over there will tell you every detail that you need to know. Okay, and some know what's going on. You have to find the people who really live on the land, who really live around. Talk to them, do your research. Okay, and when it comes to lands, you have to be careful before you pay for it. Yes, even as you are careful, you also don't have to be too paranoid, else you might miss out on an opportunity. Okay, don't see everything as a red flag. If you are going to buy a land with a paranoid or with paranoia, in the layman's language, you say, let me say, like, you feel like something is not, like somebody might dupe you or whatever. You might make some decision, you might make some mistakes. Okay, so when you're going to buy something, you need to go with a free mind. After doing your research, don't be hesitant to go for what you really want, because Your dreams and your future lies in the decision you make today. Okay, so that's the tip of the day. I've given you a lot of tips, but this is the ultimate tip of the day. Please subscribe to this channel. Subscribe. If you don't subscribe, anyway, please thank you for subscribing. You're such a darling. Okay, so please don't forget to tell me what you think in the comment section. And if you have any questions for me, I am available to talk. If I'm not at work, I'll pick your calls. Contact me on 0545 970 424 or 0244 614 681, and I would be ready to talk to you. Okay, my team is ready to pick your calls and answer your questions. Okay, so this is Miotso. We are still at Miotso. You see how big Miotso is? Yes, we are going to see some lands deep down there, and I told you already. So we are almost getting to where the lands are. So I think it's time to tell you what these lands are about. What's about these lands. So according to the family who is selling these lands, they said that these lands were purchased by their grandfather. Their grandfather sold it out to Landmark Salt Company many years ago, with an understanding that they would pay it within years. The owner of Landmark, the person bought about 600 acres with the aim that he was going to pay it in installments. Okay, so within some years, and what happened was that after some years, the owner was not able to pay, and I think the owner died, and those who inherited the Landmark salt company said they could not pay the huge debt. I think Landmark paid about 40%, but went on to register the lands in his name. So those who inherited these lands, we are branching to go and see the lands, and I bet you they are beautiful lands. So let me continue to tell you the story behind it. So as I warned you earlier, this is for those who don't have any kind of paranoia at all. Okay, you go for what you want. Okay, so the thing is that those who inherited Landmark Salt Company said they couldn't pay, so they gave back a portion of the land back to the family. Okay, they gave it back to the family. So the thing is, these lands are registered under Landmark Salt Company's name, but the family has a deed of understanding between Landmark and themselves that they are giving back the lands for them to sell. So Landmark Estate Company is what you see when your surveyor searches. You finally get your portion, and your surveyor does a search, okay, by picking the points. The name that is going to pop up at the lands commissioner is Landmark Salt Company, but there is a deed of understanding on these lands that the family is holding, that they have been given the mandate to sell because it rightfully belongs to them. It was, those times our grandfathers, they didn't have a lot of knowledge, so these learned people with vision came to buy them in bulk. Like an example is the Igbo lands. The Igbo people bought lands from these same families. So our grandfathers, they didn't do anything, they didn't do any research, they just sold the lands. And now those who inherited, the scholars who have inherited it have done the needful. I think they took back the lands from them because the family said they didn't sell it, meanwhile they sold it. So this is a different case altogether. So Landmark Salt Company has given them the mandate to go ahead to sell, and they are ready to help you with your registration. Okay, they will give you a deed of understanding, a copy of the deed of understanding, so that you can quickly do your barcoding and your titling into your name. So these are the strings attached to it. So if you are interested, their price, when the family is selling directly, the price is different. And when somebody who has titled the lands are selling it to, the price is way different. So in this area, I saw registered lands going for as high as 250,000 and 175,000. That was the least I heard. But these lands, but they were by the roadside. These are a bit deeper inside. The highest price the family is asking for is 80,000 cedis. Yes, when you buy it directly from the family, and they said they are ready to give you every copy of information that you need to know. So I told you earlier, it's for those who understand these kind of things, because some people immediately they hear about family, shim, they run away. Fine, land buying, Accra lands belong to families. Okay, so the Ni something something family has their own. The Nene family something something has their own. Every land, even the estate lands, most of them are owned by families. Okay, but in this case, the people who took it earlier were fast to go and register. Meanwhile, they had not finished paying, and they've given it back to the family. So they have their portion, which belongs to them. And when I say their portion, I mean the 40% that they paid for is clearly marked. Whereas what they've given back to the family is also clearly marked. So there's no brouhaha attached to this. Okay, I've been there to do my research, and I went back door to do my research. I went to ask, please, these lands, who do they belong to? Because this family lands, me, I am a nurse by profession. I don't have time to go and waste at the police station that through me somebody bought litigation lands. No, God forbid. So I went to do my research, and to the glory of God, people were saying the same thing that the family representative was telling me when they were giving us the mandate to go ahead to advertise these lands, okay, for them, because they don't have any channel to be advertising them. Okay, so these are the things, the strings attached. So if you are the type that doesn't mind, because they said they are ready to help you with your registration, okay, and the highest price they were asking for was 80,000. We tried to bid it down, but as you can see, the area, lands over here should not cost less than that, of course, because the prices that those who have registered. So I called one person. Let me give you some concern. I called one person who had land about I have a 1.5 acre of land. I think he bought it by the roadside 10 times, and those lands were still in the family's name, right? And the person didn't title it to, and he has written boldly on it, registered land for sale. So I called him, said, this is what people want. Let me call him, because he has about 6 plots on it. I called him, and he was like, and I went straight to the point. Please, when I go and search at Lands Commission, which name will I see? He said, he mentioned the family's name. And I said, but he said it's registered land. It is registered in the family's name. So he is now selling it for. So he has the documentation for you to do your change of name. You just have to go and do your change. And then I said, what do people understand by registered land? To my understanding, if you say registered land for sale, it means that the lands are registered in you, the one selling's name. Is that not so? Please, I stand to be corrected. Please, if it's not like that, you can correct me in the comment section, and I'll be glad to learn. We learn every day. So please, if you know anything other than what I know, please feel free to teach me, and I'll be glad to learn. So I went back door to do my research, and like I said earlier, they were telling me the same thing, that Landmarks bought it some years ago. Landmark Salt Company, but they didn't even come and start their production over there. You see, Prampram is a coastal land, and so as a salt company, they wanted to relocate to Prampram, okay, to keep up with their work, but it seems things didn't go as planned, so they had to give back the land to the family to sell, to make up for their debt. So after a long chat with the family head, they gave me the mandate to please help them to sell, to advertise. So please, these are lands for sale located in the same area. Very soon you see the lands. They are located in this same area. We were walking there. So you've seen the development all the way from the junction to this place. And you can see never a dull moment here. From palm to the wall, you understand? So you see how people are building. We went there on a Sunday morning and they were, that was when they were going to show us the lands. And people were, monitoring their sites. I saw cars parked there and they were monitoring their land and all that, their projects, and it was beautiful. So, these are the lands. I present to you these beautiful lands. Okay, this is the portion that Landmark was not able to pay for, so they've been giving back to the family to resell. And it's about 33 acres. So if you want, and they said it's strictly for residential purposes. So if you want 1 plot, 2 plots, 1 acre, 2 acres, up to 33 acres, please contact the numbers on the screen. I'll be glad to go and link you to the mandatory family to buy your portion. Okay, it's so beautiful. Have you seen the topography? Oh my god, it's so beautiful. So all this place, they have their boundaries over there to indicate that from this place is where the family has taken possession of, and they are selling. And they said they have a deed of understanding. So if you don't mind, it was quite dicey for me because it's not directly in the family's name, but the deed of understanding they showed to us. And they even promised to help anybody who wants to register these lands in their name. They'll give you the indenture, then you go and do the barcoding, and then you change them to your name. Okay, so after asking all the questions to clear your doubts, and also seeing all the proofs, if you want to go ahead, yes, contact the numbers on the screen. I'd be glad to link you to the family. Okay, and if you want to come and view the lands too, yes, contact me. I'll schedule for my off day and I'll bring you to the lands. Okay, we'll be glad to do so. So you see how beautiful the land is. There are a lot of estates, and there's a proposed Accra city, estates around. There's a lot of things going to go on here. And talking about electricity, yes, electricity is around. Just behind me, that's a view. Some people have already bought some and they're doing their projects. These are titled lands for sale, registered in Landmark Salt Company's name, being resold by the family. If you are interested, contact the numbers on the screen. Okay, and please don't forget to subscribe, because I am the only one who is going to tell you the truth back to back. Okay, honesty. I am a trained nurse by profession. My integrity is very important to me. I take salary at the end of every month, so I don't want any brouhaha or any problem. That's why I have told you the story behind this. And please, if you had any bad encounter with any YouTuber, please, this lady is credible, with all due respect. So please, thank you for being with me. You are so amazing, so understanding, so loving. So this is Miotso by Sunset. This video was taken around 5 p.m. in the evening. So you can imagine, and if these lands had any litigation, I intentionally went there at that time. I wanted somebody to come say, hey, but no, the place was calm. People were greeting me in passing, and I said, oh, okay. So by the power vested in me, I hereby declare these lands for sale. And this is the area around the lands. Okay, these are, if you live here in the next 2-3 years to come, these are the neighbors you'll be having. Yes, your cool neighbors. Yes. So thank you for staying with me. Please subscribe to the channel because I'll bring you more lands, titled registered lands. Okay, one thing I've seen is that titled lands here are so expensive. You know, those being sold by individuals. I don't know why. That's why I like to move with the family. However, everybody has their own, choice. Last time I brought you Springfield Estates and people were like, oh, their lands are beautiful but too expensive. Theirs was going for $20,000 because they have serviced it, gated the place, they've planned the whole place so beautifully. Okay, everyone has their pocket. But these ones, they were so cool for me. Looking at how, even though they are about 10 minutes walk from the main road, no, even more, because we were videoing, we took our time to get here. So let's say 25 or 20 minutes, yes, walk, yes, from the main road. I mean the Noble Estate Junction to this place, that's about 20 minutes walk. So it's deep inside a little, and the price was not that bad. We negotiated. They started from 100,000. We said, please, so times are hard. People don't want expensive things. Please, we beg you. So they bidded it down to 80,000 at most. Even so, please, we beg them that if somebody wants to go a little lower, and they said, please, well, people are selling, they were giving me examples that people are selling around for 2 point something billion and all that, but 80,000, 70,000 they are least. So please, we present to you these lands with every detail about it that you need to know. So please, if you are interested, contact the numbers on the screen and I'll be glad to continue with you from there. Okay, so thanks for staying with me. This is We Are Ghanaians channel, bringing nothing but the best. Okay, so don't forget to subscribe to this channel and also pass your comments in the comment section, and please tell others about We Are Ghanaians channel. Okay, and please tell me your mind in the comment section. Any advice, anything you want me to do for you, I'd be glad to do it for you. Okay, please, if you want to have a private conversation with me, you can contact me on the numbers on the screen and I'll be glad to assist you. Please subscribe. You forgot to subscribe. Please go and subscribe. So this is the area around the land, okay? With a lot of projects going on here every now and then. There's a block factory around for you to do your wall or anything. Things were readily available. So why not? I myself want to get one. So why not? Let's build a family around here, okay? So thank you for staying with me and love you with the love of the Lord. And please do take care, okay? And please do always do your research. Because, okay, answer all the questions in your head before you take a step. Please don't forget to pray. Okay, pray about everything. Pray about everything. Because listen, the Bible says we should pray without ceasing. So please pray about everything. Making future plans, it comes with risk taking. And yes, don't be afraid to take a step, because the step you take today will affect the next generation. Okay, if you decide to go ahead to do anything, it is your children that's going to enjoy it tomorrow and they will be thankful to you. Okay, but it doesn't mean that you should make any hasty decisions. You have to do your research. Ask all the questions to allay your fear and anxiety before you make payments for anything or before you take any decision. And it has been a wonderful, I don't even know how to leave you, walk with you. And thank you for staying with me. Your company means a lot to me. Don't forget to subscribe and also share this video. Love you and ciao. Bye-bye.